Good morning, dear students. We are reading lesson number 3, Deep Water, written by William Douglas, and we are on page number 28. And we will start today's lecture from para number 19. Let's read. I used every way I knew to overcome this fear, but it held me firmly in its grip. The writer says that he used every way means he used every method to overcome this fear. As we all know, the fear was that he was unable to go into the water because he fears that he will get drowned. And that was the fear which was haunting him always. He wants to get out of this fear. The fear has overcome him. Overcome means to successfully control a failing or problem that prevents you from achieving something. Yeah, some supernatural being overcomes you, or something you overcome. You try to overcome the problem you are facing. But it held me firmly in its grip. But the grip of the fear was tight. It was just like working just like an automatic machine on the writer. Once the writer's mind starts thinking about the art of swimming, the fear automatically grips over him, overcome his senses. He gets nervous. He's unable to do anything or do something about the art of swimming. कहने का मतलब ये है कि राइटर कह रहा है कि उसने हर एक तरीका इस्तेमाल किया कि किसी तरह से वो उस खौफ पर फतह पाए जो खौफ इसे हमेशा सता रहा था, जिस खौफ की वजह से ये स्विमिंग सीख नहीं सकता था. लेकिन वो खौफ क्या था? वो खौफ वही था जो पानी की वजह से, जो इसने इस स्विमिंग पूल में करीब करीब राइटर उसमें डूब गया था. उस डूबने का खौफ इस पर अभी भी तारी था. इस डर से वो बाहर नहीं आ रहा था. और राइटर कह रहा है कि इसी खौफ ने मुझ पर ऐसी पकड़ रखी थी. उसने मुझे इस ज़बरदस्त ग्रिप में ले लिया था कि मैं इसे बाहर, यानी राइटर इसे बाहर नहीं आ सकता था. एंड फाइनली 1 October I decided to get an instructor and learn swim. Then finally what writer did, it was the first day of the month of October. He decided to get the services of an instructor. Instructor is a person who teaches you a sort of practical skill. यानी वो बंदा जो आपको किसी गेम के बारे में या किसी के स्किल के बारे में सिखाता है, उसे हम इंस्ट्रक्टर कहते हैं. A rope attached to the belt went through a pulley that ran an overhead cable. I forgot to read one line. I went to a pool and practiced 5 days a week, an hour each day. The instructor put a belt around me. Now, when the writer gets the services of an instructor, then he went to the pool and practiced 5 times a week. Week is comprised of 7 days, but he practiced 5 days a week, and that an hour each day. The instructor put a belt around me. He says that the instructor was putting a belt around him. Belt means a band of leather or cloth you can wear around your waist to hold up your clothes or for decoration. Belt, or it has another meaning. Belt means uh, an area of a particular area of a land that has particular features or where a particular people live. यानी बेल्ट के दो मतलब हो सकते हैं. एक एक पट्टी होती है या लेदर की या कपड़े की जो आप अपने कमर के कमर पर बांध रहे हैं ताकि आप के वेस्ट पर जो उस आपके वेस्ट पर या आपके कमर पर इसकी पूरी गिरफ्त हो जाए. या दूसरा मतलब ये है कि आप डेकोरेशन की वजह से उसे बांध सकते हैं. डेकोरेशन का मतलब कि आप अपने आप को डेकोरेट कर सकते हैं, सजा सकते हैं ताकि आप ज़्यादा स्मार्ट लगें, जैसे पुलिसमैन वगैरह या मैन इन यूनिफॉर्म जो हैं वो बांधते हैं. दूसरा मतलब भी बेल्ट का हो सकता है. ये एक लार्ज पार्ट ऑफ लैंड का होता है, ज़मीन का एक हिस्सा होता है जिसके अपने फीचर्स हैं, अपनी इसकी खासियत होती है जहाँ पर ख़ास किस्म के लोग रहा करते हैं. ये भी एक मीनिंग है बेल्ट की. बहरहाल हमें यहाँ दरकार है कि वो वही बेल्ट है. इट्स अ बैंड ऑफ leather or band of rope which was being tied around the writer's waist by the instructor so that he could save him from the drowning. ये इसका खास मतलब था. On each trip across the pool a bit of the panic seized me. On each trip, every trip they made across the pool a bit of panic seized me. The panic means the fright or the fear the writer was having about the water. He has developed a phobia regarding the water and the water sports, and this panic was seized him always whenever he was getting into the pool or getting into the water, though he was tied with a rope by the instructor. On each trip across the pool a bit of the panic seized me. Each time the instructor relaxed his hold on the rope and I went under. Some of the old terror returned and my legs froze. The writer says that rope was not always tight so that I could feel myself safe because of this rope. The instructor sometimes relaxed it, keeps it very loose, and at once the writer goes down to the water and the panic returned, the fear returned to him, and as a result his legs stop working और फंक्शनिंग. मतलब ये है कि जो राइटर था उसके वेस्ट पर जो पट्टी बांधी गई थी, बेल्ट बांधा गया था, उसको एक फिर रस्सी से इसको कनेक्ट कर दिया, इसको पुली पर बांधा गया. और जब राइटर इस रस्सी को इस पुली के ज़रिए लूज़ करता था तो राइटर पानी के नीचे जाता था, तो वहाँ इसे वही खौफतारी हो जाता था. खौफ के मारे वो इतना निढाल हो जाता था कि उसकी टांगें जो थी हरकत करना बंद कर देती थी. ऐसा लगता था कि वो फ्रीज़ हो गए हैं. It was 3 months before the tension began to slack. Now it took him 3 months to get out of the tension, to minimize his tension. Slack means less than usual. to get loosened. यानी वो टेंशन जो इसे बार बार सताता था, जिसके बोझ के तले वो जैसे दबा हुआ था, वो अब कम होना शुरू हो गया. लेकिन 3 months continuously when he worked with the instructor, then he taught me to put my face under the water and exhale, and raise my nose and inhale. Then he gave me a training. What was the first kinds of the training? First, he told me that keep your head under the water and keep on exhaling. Exhaling means when you draw the air out of your lungs, and to raise my nose and inhale. And he then told me to raise your head out from the water and start inhaling. I repeated the exercise hundreds of the times. The writer gets the writer, the William Douglas, repeats this exercise multiple of times, say 100 times. Bit by bit, I shed the part of the panic that seized me when my head went under the water. Bit by bit means gradually. Gradually, the panic began to cease. Bit by bit, I began to shed. यानी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वो खौफ उसे दूर होता गया. वो इस खौफ को अपने से दूर करता गया. पैनिक दैट सीज्ड मी, वो जो जिसकी पकड़ में पहले ही था. व्हेन माय हेड वेंट अंडर द वाटर, व्हेन ही कीप्स हिज हेड अंडर द वाटर, द पैनिक which he was experienced earlier now was not so strong or so heavy on him. Next, he held me at the side of the pool and had me kick with my legs. The first what was the first exercise the writer was asked to perform? The first exercise was that he should keep his head under the water and exhale, and then he should raise his head out from the water and start inhaling for some time. Now, this was the first exercise. It gives some sort of relief from this panic to writer. Now the next, what was the next exercise? The next practice, next exercise was next he hold me at the side of the pool, and he took me out at the side of the pool and had me kick with my legs and asked me to kick the water with his legs. For weeks I did just that, and it took weeks to do him to get performing these exercises. At first my legs refused to work. At first it was difficult for him to work as his legs were not working properly, but they gradually relaxed. But in the meantime, the writer fell habitual of it, and his legs get relaxed, and finally I could command them. He could command his legs according to his will, according to his wish. Thus, piece by piece, he built a swimmer, and when he had perfected each piece, he put them together into an integrated whole. Now, what was the instructor's job? The para tells us the instructor's job was to build a swimmer, a skilled swimmer in writer, and it was very difficult to build a swimmer at once, but it was to be done piece by piece, and the instructor did the same. He built a swimmer piece by piece. यानी एक ही ट्रेनिंग में वो एक स्विमर को नहीं बना सकता था. इसके लिए उसे कुछ यानी पीस बाय पीस, इन पीस मील्स उसे वर्क करनी थी, ट्रेनिंग देनी थी, ताकि वो कंप्लीट एक स्विमर को वो बना डाले. तो इस तरीके से इस इंस्ट्रक्टर ने भी काम किया. एंड व्हेन ही had perfected each piece, when he had completed each training, when the writer got skillet in each part of the training. He put them together, then he put every part of this training together, and then he developed into an integrated whole. In April he said, now you can swim. Now he told him that my training is over, my part is over, now you have become a skilled swimmer, you can swim now. इंस्ट्रक्टर ने ये कहा कि मेरा काम पूरा हो गया। 3 मंथ्स के बाद उसने कहा कि अब आप अकेले ही तैर सकते हो। स्विमिंग का आर्ट, इसमें आप अब स्किल्ड पर्सन बन गए हो। डाइव ऑफ एंड स्विम द लेंथ ऑफ द पूल क्राउल स्ट्रोक। उसने मुझे कहा डाइव ऑफ, नाउ यू कैन गो, यू कैन डाइव इनटू द वाटर एंड स्विम अक्रॉस द लेंथ ऑफ द पूल। उसने मुझे ये कहा। एंड इसी के साथ हम भी अपना इस आज के लेक्चर को इख्तिताम को पहुंचाते हैं। आई थिंक दिस इज एनफ फॉर टुडे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। हैव अ नाइस डे।